And I'm debt-free today, and I have millions and millions in the bank.
Woo!
And that's because of Al Kruger. I've got tons of assets, and I've got great cash flow, and I am blessed because of your father. Before I went to prison, and I tried to borrow money from Al before I went to prison. And he said, "Oh, Leo, I don't know." He says, "I don't know who would take care of him if you're in prison now." You know, I was out on appeal for 2 years, you know, going through the court process up in 10th Circuit Court. So I was trying to get money and still, you know, buy and sell real estate. You know, so Al wouldn't do business with me. He says, "You go do your time, come back, and we'll do some business." And so I'd call him from prison. He loved to tell that story.
You can tell it a few times.
And you know, they'd say, "Collect call from FCI El Reno." Of course, he knew who it was. You know?
Of course.
And we'd talk for a little bit, and he'd say, "Well, Leo, when you get out, come see me." And so whenever I got out, I came see him. And so Al was very conservative, and by him being conservative, kept me conservative, and it really did. I mean, I praise your father so many times to other people. He is maybe one of 5 men in my whole life I truly respect. You know, I was thinking about this just the other day. Of the 5 men that I really respect, and Al Kruger's, he's up there number 1.
Woo!
So
Thank you.
I want to tell you that I borrowed so much money from him, and I enjoyed it too, and he enjoyed me borrowing it. And at that time, he was doing like 10-year loans. And I'd come in and I'd say, "Al, I don't want 10 years, I want 5. And I think I got Al's mindset on 5 years, and he started liking those 5 years better than he did 10.
Very true.
And so I got up to where I owed him $24,000 a month. And I paid him $24,000 a month, and eventually I had 1 or 2 paid off. And so I'd call out and I'd say, "Hey, I'm going to keep paying you $24,000 a month till I get paid off. And I want you to take whatever's left over out of that and apply it to the oldest loan. That's what I want you to do." And some months I pay off 1 or I pay off 4. But I eventually got to the point where I had quite a bit of money in the bank, and I called him, or I came in and I said, "I want to pay off what I owe you. What do I owe you, Al, on these few properties, 9 or 10 or whatever it was?" And he said, I think it was about $112,000. I said, "I want to write you a check." And I wrote that check out for that, and that day I became debt-free.
Woo!
And it was like taking the albatross off me, tons off my shoulders, and I'm debt-free today, and I have millions and millions in the bank.
Woo!
And that's because of Al Kruger. And one other guy, I'll give him credit, David Durrett. He was a vice president, but he owned his own bank, owned a couple banks, and I'm still with the guy today in that bank. And I've got tons of assets, and I've got great cash flow, and I am blessed because of your father.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Appreciate it.
I got to go.
Thank you. See you later.
See you guys later.
Okay, very good.